What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I got my boy Alois over here as usual, and today we're doing something pretty crazy. We are wrapping the WRX. We went with Nardo Gray. It's just personally my favorite color. I think it looks super sick no matter what car it's on. As you can see, we've taken a lot of it apart. We got the bumper off, hood scoop, took the fender flares off, rear bumper, tail lights, headlights, door handles. These ones wouldn't come out for some reason. A bunch of the trim. So we are ready to rock and roll. Alois is just clay barring the whole car right now to make sure that it's a good surface for the wrap to stick. Now, this is not gonna be a how-to video. I've personally never wrapped a car. Lou's never wrapped a car, so don't really feel qualified to teach you guys how to do that. So instead, this is just gonna be kind of a vlog style video where we're gonna wrap the car. You guys are gonna see some time lapses and stuff. And then at the end, we'll give some pointers, give some tips on what we found useful. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're getting the hood done. And what we found, the best technique is, if you see right here, this is where it's on. You pull it up like this, and you squeegee it, the adhesive side onto the onto whatever you're putting it on. Then that's gonna reduce bubbles. And these little bubbles, like here. Stop, if you see all these little bubbles, you can kind of see it in the light. We'll get rid of those eventually. But yeah, don't worry. It's not gonna be completely clear while you're laying. For the little shield washer things right here, it's kind of hard to get around that. So this is what we did. If you see the indent of it, just make a little slit right there, like a little cross. And you can kind of press it down. You get your squeegee, you just push all the air out like that. Kind of make a circle, and then what you can do, take your razor blade, just go along the outline of it, and just kind of cut away at it, piece by piece. It's better to go too little than too much, because you can always take away, but you can never add vinyl back.
Bro, that's a fact right there.
Just start cutting away at it, and then just keep pressing the vinyl back up towards it, and just cut away at the base. That's how you get around the washer sprayer. What's up, guys? It's the next day. We got the hood done and the hood scoop, and we're working on the roof right now. It was definitely a lot harder than we thought it was going to be. It's definitely a learning curve, but we're figuring it out. What we found is, even if you try to lay the vinyl the best you can, there's still going to be some little bubbles in the wrap. Now, what we found as a solution to that was to get a tiny little pin like this and just gently poke them, and then with a squeegee just squeegee them out, and they should lay flat. Also, don't stress, because after maybe about a week, all the little bubbles should work themselves out, so that you have a nice smooth finish. So we're working on the roof right now. It's giving us a little trouble, so we're just gonna move on to the door panel right here. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going. What up, guys? We got the both the doors done. We got the whole roof done. Side panel, you already know that. Now we're gonna work on this arch right here. And because if you see, this arch goes into this side panel right here. Instead of wrapping the whole thing, I'm just gonna do from this body line all the way around, so we can save a little bit of vinyl. And also, it's just gonna be a lot easier to wrap. So to do this and to get it looking as clean as possible, I got myself some knifeless tape. It was about $20. And then if you look, I just put this knifeless tape around the body line that I'm going to wrap to. And so I'll wrap slightly over this. And then once we're done, if you see, there's a little white piece running through the green. That is just a pretty sharp thread, and you pull it up, peel it through the vinyl, and it will cut it very precise. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap this whole arch, and then we're gonna move on to this side panel. Alright guys, so we have wrapped this arch, and now for the knifeless tape part. So as you can see, I wrapped just a little bit over it. You can see that little ridge right there. So the knifeless tape goes all the way over here. Then what you're gonna wanna do is expose this little white wire. Now how I did that was I took this and then I bent it over my fingernail and just pulled, and some of the green stuff came off. So now I have this exposed line, and then you're just gonna pull it through the vinyl and pull it along your tape, and there you go. You got a perfect cut. You can peel the excess vinyl away, and as you can see, we have a perfect edge right here. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab one side of it, the closest side, peel that side away, just like that, and then you're gonna get the other side where it's split. It's gonna be slightly under there. Just peel it away very carefully. Now you have this perfect edge. And what you can do to blend the two is put another, when I'm gonna do this panel, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put another thing of knifeless tape right here, right on the edge. And then once I pull it off, you won't really be able to see the division between the two without really looking. But that is how you use knifeless tape. Alright guys, I'm sorry that I haven't really been vlogging the whole process of this. It's just very time consuming, and it gets boring and repetitive after a while. So I'll just update you on what we have done. Again, hood, got the whole roof done. We pretty much have the entire left side, and we got the trunk. These are just the holes for my wing, which we had to saw off because it wasn't coming off for some reason, but that's another story. But hopefully by tomorrow, I can get the entire right side done, and then all I'll have to do is the bumpers, which are over here. The front bumper is probably gonna be a little difficult to do, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then just the little stuff like the mirrors, handles, and the wing I'm gonna do last, just in case we don't have enough vinyl. But yeah, I'm gonna start on the left side right here. And since I've done this enough, I'm gonna go through my method of how to wrap a panel of your car. Just what I found to be the best results, and so that you'll get a couple tips from that. So without further ado, let's get to wrapping this fender. Okay guys, first step is to measure out the vinyl that you're gonna use for this panel. Now, depending on how much you got, that's gonna depend on how sparingly you use it. I'm just trying to maximize the vinyl use and use as little as possible, but enough to cover the entire area. So to do that, some helpful tools are these magnets, which will stick onto your fender, and that's just gonna make it easier to hold the vinyl in place while you measure it. And then this little knife cutter tool, you put the vinyl in through here and it just makes a perfect cut. So to do this fender, what we're gonna do is get our vinyl roll. I'm just gonna set it up like this. Now that we have this kind of set out, you're gonna wanna leave at least like 2 or 3 inches past your panel so that you have enough to tuck and get it to stay there. So just make sure that you got enough on all sides and that you're going completely down. And then I just make a quick little cut, just like that, so that we know where we're gonna cut it. And then I just continue the cut. So now, take this sheet off and set it aside. And now, probably the most important part is gonna be to clean the entire panel. Now, you're gonna wanna have a completely clean, dust, dirt, mud, whatever, free panel, so that your vinyl will stick and there will be no air bubbles. So, it will stick to Bondo, and you can wash Bondo, so don't worry if you have some body work like I do. This is just to fill in the holes for my wide body. But you're also going to want to wash your tucking surface. That's very important. So we're gonna be tucking here, in here, along here, and over by this. So make sure that you wash that very thoroughly. Now, my method and what I've found to be the best method of cleaning is to get yourself a clay bar just like this. Got this at Walmart for about 20 bucks. A lint-free microfiber towel and a spray bottle of soapy water. And then you're gonna spray the whole panel down. Use your clay bar, go back and forth motions, and then your towel, dry it all off. And I do that 2 to 3 times just to make sure it's completely clean. And I do the same thing for the tucking surface. So after your 3rd time, Just give it a couple minutes for it to dry completely, and then we can start on the wrapping. So I'll get back to you after I've cleaned the panel. All right, so once you have the panel completely clean and completely dry, now it's time to apply the vinyl. So we're gonna get our vinyl, brush it off so that we don't scratch it on accident. What I do is I set it up roughly where I want it and put these magnets slightly down on the panel. And then you're gonna get your wrapping tools, such as a squeegee, an X-Acto knife, and a heat gun. Set those to the side, and then we're gonna slowly peel the backing off and just kind of tuck it down like this. And as best you can, just start it by pressing down in the middle and working your way outwards. So if you can see, there's a few imperfections on the vinyl, like this little ridge right here. And what you can do, get your heat gun and put it on low. Then if you can see the imperfection right there, we just blast it with just a little bit of heat. Don't overdo it or else you're gonna tear the vinyl. As you can see, it's completely gone now. So just do that for any little imperfections you find so you can get a nice, smooth finish. Now, I'm just going to get a little section of it done smooth, so maybe like this much, all the way across, and then I'm just gonna work down. We did it, guys. She is completely wrapped now. Just finished the bumper last night, and the rest of the car's been done for a little bit. She is officially nardoed. I'm sorry that I haven't really been vlogging the whole process, but wrapping is just pretty boring and gets pretty repetitive. I would know, because I've watched so many YouTube videos on how to wrap a car. All that's left to do now is throw it back together, and then I'm gonna get some sick B-roll for you guys and show you the final outcome with everything on the car. We're gonna be rocking it wingless for a little bit, but I'm pretty stoked with how it turned out. Nardo Gray has always been my favorite car color, and 2004 WRX has always been my favorite Subi, so it's just like everything's coming together. I couldn't be more hyped. I've learned a lot. It was pretty frustrating. I'm never want to do this again, but I feel like it was worth it because I'm so happy with how the car turned out. So I'm gonna get it thrown back together. You guys probably don't want to see that, it's pretty boring. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the B-roll shots.